Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy 4th of July weekend. We're gonna go ahead and do a little homeless hometown update. So they weren't homeless, they were actually a person with a car and money and blue hair. But about a month ago, a person spouting liberal propaganda, I don't want to say they're liberal or not, but it seemed like it with the blue hair and fit piece. They tried to kidnap a small infant child from AMPM up here on 7th and E. I guess they got pretty violent. We have, last night, we had and I'm gonna need some help here, maybe you can help me understand it, a little more update. I found out from some gibbering homeless that seem to be high on drugs, this used to be one of 6 or 7 sanctuary areas right here, with the churches and the museums and, you know, the empty houses and stuff. The way the homeless explained it to me is they basically got to do whatever they wanted to do here and a few other locations, as I mentioned before I moved in. And they blame me for the loss of their sanctuaries in part. I guess others have been making some problems for them. Poor Joe at Silver Dollar, from what I understand, the last sanctuary is at the park by Silver Dollar, which is kind of a hassle. I mean, you've got the Chinese temple there, you've got old mining stuff from when there used to be dredges and stuff operating right over the levee in Marysville behind that could be stimulating tourism. But, you know, if Silver Dollar wants to go out of business and let the city keep maintaining it, that's their prerogative. Now, last night, we had right here a skinhead looking tweaker, about 6 foot tall, skinny, carrying around a dog that looked malnourished. He was buzzing the buzzard and basically harassing 3 kids and 2 women here. No men, they didn't call me. They wanted to know what the meaning of the blue tape on the rope was. Now this is where I need help. Is there a meaning behind blue tape now? Because the guy was at 1 in the morning ringing buzzards and harassing an apartment with kids and ladies in it, which seems to be not very cool. And then Tweaker Jesus this morning, you know, I guess some of my neighbors had words. I mean, people with kids basically are a little on edge with the attempted kidnapping up here at AMPM, and there's, I guess, regentrification or rejuvenation or whatever you want to call that going on, where we have more families moving into the downtown area. And you know, folks, there's a lot of parents around here who are way less tolerant of these people on drugs maiming basically, you know, themselves and screwing up property and defecating. They're a lot more impatient people than I am. You know, I think I'd be a little bit more aggressive if I had kids, probably, but I don't. So my neighbor comes home and has a word or two with the guy. Says, you know, please don't be harassing his kids and scaring his kids and his wife. And the guy left and we asked him not to come back. So today, Tweaker Jesus shows up and he's sitting on the step. And basically there's the blue tape that they had torn off. So in any case, basically we're under attack today. Then I come out, there's another person sitting there in the heat, no shade at all, with a dog whimpering that they're on the hot concrete. Guy smoking a cigarette, looks like he's tweaking pretty good on his phone. And another person walks up, a female. So I believe the homeless are here to try to reclaim the sanctuary and run out the families. Now, some of you on the left like to show up here and maybe harass me in the comments on videos like this. Go for it. I will make sure to live in your head in private communications as much as I can if you're a propagandist. But one of my videos where I was attacked by the homeless, which you know, has gone on to help, basically that video has gone on to help illustrate the problems with these people that need help. I've met a couple of really nice people who you know, actually believed what they said. They weren't just propagandists. But if you're a propagandist only, go ahead and comment. It does not bother me at all. Like I said, I'll live in your head for free for a long time. I live in the head of these politicians for free for many years after they end up getting kicked out of office. So it's no problem for me. But I don't see how anybody with any morals or ethics would complain that families should be put out besides their own, which most of the people commenting, when I look your names up, you live in nice little suburb areas of Yuba City and out there in Olivehurst and fairly new places where the homeless don't seem to be much of a problem. So, as I've suggested to a few of you, if you would like, I can you can give me your name and address, and I can send some homeless people. You let me know how many a day you want, and you believe in this cause so much, let them into your home to shower. Maybe let them sleep in your garage or something in bad weather. But otherwise, I'm going to tell you, I hope you're vaccinated, well boosted, and exercising vigorously if you're a propagandist, and make sure I live in your head, because this is no way for anybody to have to live with kids. This is no way for kids to grow up. Risk of kidnapping on that corner. A gentleman who was far nicer than I would have been if I would have been called home from work at 1 in the morning because there was a tweaker harassing my wife and children and you know, other residences of that building. Now they've got my number now to call me when there's a problem again right away. But you know, it's unacceptable. And like I said, if you think that this is some way for a family to live, and you're one of the people supporting the homeless over the residents that pay bills and keep beautiful flower beds that they sometimes like to shit in when I'm not out here patrolling, which now our neighbors have stepped up patrolling again. You know, I don't know why the homeless consortium moved them out of what used to be called the jungle, which is an Osage Orange and other wooded area over behind a juvenile hall. I mean, was it to get them out in the open to get more funding and then not house them? Because that kind of seems the way it is. I mean, you got to remember, a lot of crooked people are tied to the homeless consortium, including Nicoletti, who's driving around in vehicles and stuff like that, basically being you know, Habitat's go-to guy for generating revenue from his past work as supervisor. But that same guy will take campaign contributions to keep big problems like, you know, the lake dirty and keeping it from being a tourist draw. Instead, it's a stinking swamp. Roughly ex-mayor Ricky that we fired, Nicoletti, Hudson, Buttacavoli, and a few others basically took, I think, roughly about $25,000 to $30,000 in donations from Cal Water, a private entity we pay higher water prices to than a lot of people living in the deserts in California, to basically keep going on the on selling us water that dirties up the lake as soon as it hits it. So, yeah, here we go. Another one moving in. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if you want to live like this and this doesn't bother you, sometimes they strip naked for those of you who are lonely and can't get laid. And when they get high, they strip naked and walk down the street, slowly dropping their clothes to go in the storm drains, costing us tens of thousands of dollars a year with their debris in the storm drains. I mean, all of Yuba County's ditch budget outside of what the agency provides, which is expenses on, you know, wages and other stuff, it all goes to cleaning their crap out of our ditches. So we're spending a lot of money on this, folks. I really feel like these churches are an asset. In Texas, I don't know if it passed here, there was a California bill to copy what Texas did, which is to allow churches to build affordable housing. This works great because basically they can weaponize their congregations to knock this homeless problem out in no time by building houses cheaper and easier, and with the love of Jesus in their hearts of their congregation helping, and paying less money than we do to, say, Habitat for Humanity or something like that. So now some of you don't want to do that because you say we're already spending $150,000 to $200 a head. That I get, but how much money of that we're spending per head is not factored in to the damage that they're doing? I mean, let's factor in, you know, all of the expenses, the defecating, the businesses having to replace windows, the cleaning up of, like I said, where they shit, where they spill their food. It's creating an issue where there's more rats and cockroaches of the Asian variety, brown stripe, and about 3 or 4 others. But the ones that concern me are the Asian and the brown stripe roach, because they live in the sewers and come into our homes basically through the drains and otherwise. So, you know, this is going to create long-term health hazards that some of us are probably already experiencing the effects of. Now, I poison the shit out of everything as somebody who likes to do everything organic, just to keep them away from my house and basically keep them away from you know, the perimeter of my home instead of just the inside. So anyway, that's basically where we're at, folks. You know, trying to keep things nice and fighting an uphill battle. Let me know what you think about the churches, and, you know, if that's something that maybe we should do and start bugging our elected officials to work on. I mean, I've kind of started heading that project, but I learned a long time ago not to put effort into stuff that wasn't going to have the favor of the people, because what's the point? Yeah, see, I'm bothering him. He's trying to break into that house, keeps going back and forth. Yep, open air drug deal, possibly. Well, if you're listening to this, police, and you'd like to help out, the neighbors are increasing patrols, but we've got the homeless trying to harass people who pay bills and shop at these local markets, generating tax revenue for the city. They're starting to be a problem again. All right, well, God bless. Have a good day, folks. Good night.